This is a limited edition Liebherr LTF 1060 mobile crane mounted on an MAN chassis. There have been a number of versions of this model made, and this particular one is in the colours of the German company Weiland. Inside the Liebherr branded box are factory sealed trays, but there are no instructions for this model. Let's get this crane on the road, and there are a couple of things to do. And for transport, the counterweight goes in the middle of the truck to even out the loading on the axles. The other thing to fit is the lattice jib, and that is fiddly to get in place, but once it's there you can pin it into position. The truck chassis is highly detailed with a good transmission and different tyres on the driven and steering axles. The MAN cab has a distinctive grille and there's a loop at the front for attaching the hook. And a notable point is the high quality of the Weiland graphics and paint scheme. The metal outriggers are detailed with graphics, and there are storage boxes on the front ones. The interior of the cab is very good, and a nice touch is the Liebherr name printed on the seat back. The boom sections have realistic thin walls and there's Weiland on every section, and the metal hook block looks good too. The metal lattice jib is also a nicely made part. Out on the test track, and the crane rolls very smoothly, and it's good that at least the model has a moderate range of steering, so you can pose it realistically. The model also has very good suspension, so you can bounce it up and down. Enough of that bouncing behaviour because we're on site now, so let's set the crane up and the outriggers pull out. They also have a telescopic section so they can extend out further, and you can unscrew the pads and lower them. Also included with the model are some plastic spreader plates, and if you use those, the model can be supported wheels free. Raising the boom is straightforward, although because of the plastic used on the hydraulic ram, it's rather stiff and jerky. However, rotating the model is quite smooth, but it can't rotate over its own counterweight to pick it up, so you need to give it a helping hand. Fitting the counterweight makes use of plastic clips, but you might have to fiddle with it a bit to get it to look right. But one thing that does perform well is the telescopic boom. Each of the sections smoothly pulls out, but there's enough friction that you can pose them at any extension without them collapsing back in. If you want to play at being a crane driver, then you can operate the winch, and there's a key that's supplied that you can use to turn it. However, if you run the hook fully reeved up, then there's too much friction for it to operate smoothly. But as an option, you could reeve it with fewer falls of rope. The lattice fly jib can also be fitted, and if you want to see more about that, then see previous reviews of this model. It does provide quite a bit of extra flexibility and height, and using the hydraulic ram you can also set it at an offset angle. Back down to earth, and the MAN cab tilts forward so you can see the detailed engine underneath. There's also some functionality on the crane cab, and you can pull out the access walkway, and also the whole cab itself tilts just like the real crane. This is another highly detailed version of the Liebherr LTF 1060 crane. And once again, it's an attractive looking model in a limited edition colour scheme. Some aspects of the functionality are showing their age a bit, but it's still a great looking model which has just enough to be outstanding.